Hello students, welcome to the next lecture of coordination compounds. In this lecture, we are going to study the topic theories of bonding in complexes. Now the bonding in metal complexes can be explained with the help of two theories. First one is the valence bond theory, that is VBT, and the next one is the crystal field theory, that is CFT. Now in this lecture we will be starting with the valence bond theory. Now valence bond theory is basically this concept is based on hybridization. Hybridization is a theoretical concept, means the hybrid orbitals cannot be detected experimentally. But this valence bond theory, it deals with that of hybridization. So this concept is a theoretical concept, and let's see the assumptions which are made in this theory or the points through which this theory is explained. In this theory, it is assumed that metal ion provides vacant d orbitals for the metal ligand bond formation. The vacant metal d orbitals along with the s and p orbitals take part in the hybridization. So the metal orbitals, that is d orbital, s and p orbital of the metal undergo hybridization to form the hybrid orbitals. The number of hybrid orbitals formed by the metal depend upon the number of ligands which are coordinating with the metal in that complex. And we know that the number of ligands coordinating with that metal is nothing but its coordination number of the metal. So we can write that the number of hybrid orbitals formed is equal to the number of ligands is equal to the number of coordination number of the metal. The next point is the vacant hybrid orbitals overlap with the filled orbitals of the ligand to form the coordinate bond. The next point is that the hybrid orbitals, they have some directional properties. So they point towards the ligand in a specific direction in the space. The last point is that now the metal orbital uses sometimes its nd orbitals or sometimes it uses its n-1d orbitals for hybridization. So when the metal uses its nd orbitals, the complex formed is called as outer orbital complex. And if the metal uses its n-1d orbital, then the complex formed is called as inner orbital complexes. Now this valence bond theory is basically a theoretical concept. These hybrid orbitals do not exist, or neither they can be detected experimentally. This is based on all assumption, and these are the assumption points. Now based on this we can decide the structure also of the complexes. Now let's see what are the structures which will be formed when the metal orbitals are used. We can write it in the form of a table. Coordination number, geometry of the complex, geometry of the complex, and hybridization. Okay. Now if coordination number is 2, the geometry of the complex is linear and the hybridization is sp. Coordination number is 4, geometry of the complex is tetrahedral and the hybridization will be sp3. With 4 coordination number, the geometry of the complex can be square planar also, but in that case the hybridization will be dsp2. Okay, and the last coordination number 6. The geometry of the complex will be octahedral and the hybridization can be sp3d2 or d2sp3, both. Okay, so if coordination metal is having coordination number 2, the geometry will be linear and the hybridization which the metal orbitals will undergo will be sp hybridization. If the coordination number is 4, it can be geometry can be tetrahedral or square planar. If the hybridization is sp3, you will get tetrahedral structure, and if the hybridization is dsp2, you will get square planar structure. And last, if the coordination number is 6, your geometry will be octahedral and the hybridization involved will be sp3d2 or d2sp3. Now moving on to the points, let's see the points which we write while writing the valence bond theory. Point is, write the oxidation state of the metal. Oxidation state of the metal. Then next point is, we write down its valence electron configuration. We write down its valence electron configuration of the metal. Next point is, we observe whether the metal is high spin or low spin. High spin or low spin, and this is applicable only when D2, D4 to D8, the orbitals filled, when the electronic configuration of the metal is from D4 to D8, this time we check whether the metal complex is high spin or low spin. From the number of ligands we decide the number of metal orbitals taking part in hybridization. Orbitals taking part in hybridization. Okay. Then after that we write electronic configuration with filled orbitals of the ligands. Lastly, we check whether there is unpaired or paired electrons. Unpaired, we check for the unpaired electrons and the magnetic character of the complex. Magnetic character of the complex. Okay, so while writing the complex according to the valence, while explaining the geometry of the complex using VBT, that is valence bond theory, what are the steps involved? First we write the oxidation state of the metal, then we write its valence electron configuration, then we check whether the metal is high spin or low spin, then we check the number of ligands in the metal, and then according to that we decide which metal orbitals will take part in the hybridization and hence the geometry also. Okay, hence the geometry which it will acquire. The complex geometry which it will acquire. Then we will fill the electronic configuration with the filled orbitals, and lastly the unpaired, we will check for the unpaired electrons, and then it will decide about the magnetic character of the complex. Let's start with the example. We can predict the structure of the complex using the VBT theory. Okay, so first for octahedral complexes. octahedral complexes. The first is CO NH36 3 plus. First I am taking low spin complex. Low spin complex. Now oxidation state of cobalt. What is the oxidation state of cobalt here? Ammonia is or amine is your neutral ligand, so it is not having any charge. So the charge carried by the complex is nothing but your oxidation state of the metal. So oxidation state is 3 plus. Okay. Now electronic configuration of cobalt. What is the atomic number of cobalt? Atomic number of cobalt is 27. You can write it 3d7 and 4s2. Okay. So for cobalt 3 here in this complex, cobalt is in plus 3 oxidation state. So what will be its electronic configuration? Ar, R1, 3d 6 and 4s 0. So how you can write here? These are the d orbitals. Three d orbitals, 4s and 4p. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now this is a low spin complex. So during hybridization, low spin complex means your pairing of electrons will take place. So the next point is, how many ligands are there? 6 ligands. So how many orbitals metal will require? 6 orbitals. Now since this is a low spin complex, therefore pairing of electron will take place. Okay, pairing of electrons take place. So your configuration will be, electronic configuration for hybridization will be these are 4p orbitals, these are 4s and these are 3d. Now this electrons will get transferred over here. So okay, so how many orbitals now you will? 6 ligands, so 6 orbitals will require. So these 2 orbitals, these 3 and these 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So total 6 orbitals. And these are D, 2d orbital, 1s orbital and 3p orbital. So D2 sp3 hybridization it will undergo. It will undergo D2 sp3 hybridization. How do you decide how many orbitals are required? Since because there are 6 ligands, you will require 6 orbitals which can accommodate or where the ammonia can donate its lone pair of electrons. So for that you need to have vacant orbitals. And since this is a low spin, in low spin complex what will happen? Electrons will pair up. So these 6 electrons will occupy these 3d orbitals and 2d orbitals are made vacant. So these 2d orbital, 1s orbital and 2d orbital, 1s orbital and 3p orbitals. This all will undergo a hybridization. What type of hybridization? D2 sp3 hybridization it will undergo. Okay. Now next, the electrons donated from the ligand after the hybridization, after the pairing of electrons. Let's see the electronic configuration after the complex formation. Electronic configuration after your complex formation. After your complex formation. So where will the ligands electrons occupy? This will occupy this orbitals. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4s, 4p, 4s and 3d. These are for metal, previous, and the ligands will occupy this orbital. So here 6 nitrogen, 6 ammonia, so 6 pair of electrons will occupy this orbitals, D2sp3. So these electrons are from 6 ammonia molecules. Okay, these electrons are from 6 ammonia molecules. Now you can see there is no unpaired electrons. So no unpaired electron. Since there is no unpaired electron, what will be the structure first of the complex? This will be octahedral. Structure of the complex is octahedral. We have seen in the table, if the coordination number is 6 and hybridization is D2sp3, the structure is octahedral. So this is the structure of the complex. And since all the electrons are paired, the final electronic configuration of the complex is this. And here you can see no unpaired electron is there. So it is diamagnetic, the complex. Next example I will take here only with high speed, same octahedral complex. High speed, here I will take fluoride ligand and this high speed complex. Okay, high speed complex. Now again we know high speed complex, same atom is there, cobalt, same atom, same electronic configuration. What is the oxidation state of the metal in this? Cobalt in this complex, fluoride is having negative charge. So 6 fluoride atoms are there. So 6 negative charge. Your complex is carrying 3 negative charge. So what will be the oxidation state of cobalt here? It will be again +3. Okay. Atomic number of cobalt is 27. We have seen in previous example also what will be the electronic configuration. 3d, 6, 3d7 and 4s2, and that of cobalt 3+ will be 3d, 6 and 4s 0. Okay. 1, 5. This is 3d, 4s, and this is 4p. Again we have seen this up to here, it is all same. Okay. Now where the change occur? We have to look the third point is we have to see whether the complex is high spin or low spin. Now this complex is high spin. High spin means there will be no pairing of electrons will take place. So it will remain as it is. Now what will be the hybridization? So which orbitals the metal will take for hybridization? These electrons will not pair up because the complex is high spin. So now this sp3 and this d2 orbital, sp3d2 hybridization. Okay. Now in this complex, the cobalt metal 4s orbital, 1s orbital, 3 p orbitals and 2 d orbitals. Now here all n orbitals are there. That means 4s, 4p, 4d. In previous the low spin complex we have taken two orbitals from the 3d. But in this complex, since it is a high spin, no pairing of electron will take place and the metal will undergo hybridization using this s orbital, this 3p orbital and 2d vacant d orbitals from the 4d orbital. Okay. So the hybridization will be sp3d2. Now again you have 6 ligands. So the 6 ligands, electrons from the 6 fluoride will occupy these orbitals. So let's write the electrons from the ligands. 6 ligands will donate 6 pair of electrons. So this is the electronic configuration after your complex formation. Okay, when the ligands donate the electrons, what will be the electronic configuration of the metal? It will be like this here with 4 unpaired electrons. So this type of complexes are high spin complexes. We have seen the point that these are also called as outer complexes, outer orbital complexes. The inner orbital are not here used. Outer orbitals are used for hybridization by the metal. And right, what will be the structure? 6 ligands. Hybridization is sp3d2. Coordination number 6 with hybridization sp3d2. We know what will be the structure? Octahedral. Structure will be octahedral again. So we can write again the octahedral structure. Fluoride, 6 fluoride ligands we will show. Charge carried by the complex is 3 minus. Okay, so this complex will have again octahedral structure. But how many unpaired electrons are there? There are 4 unpaired electrons. So this complex is a paramagnetic complex. This complex is a paramagnetic complex. So in VBT, what are the points? First you write the oxidation state. Then you check whether the complex, write the electronic configuration of metal. Then you check whether the complex is high spin or low spin. If the complex is low spin, pairing of electrons before hybridization will take place. And if the complex is high spin, pairing of electrons will not take place. After that, in low spin, what will happen? Metal undergo hybridization using the inner orbitals. So the low spin complex are also called as inner orbital complexes. And in high spin, the outer orbitals are used. So it is also called as outer orbital complexes. After that, you writing hybridization, you will write the electronic configuration after the complex formation. You will finally deduce the structure of the complex using the hybridization and the coordination number of the metal. And last point is that you will check whether there are paired electrons or unpaired electrons. If all the electrons are paired, the complex is diamagnetic, and if there are unpaired electrons in the complex is paramagnetic. That's all for this lecture. Thank you.